Graycie?
What's up?
Hey, welcome to the Larry and Graycie podcast show today.
Hey, welcome to Larry and Graycie
You passed your line. Listen, guys, we're having a debate, okay? Let's start off with a debate right from the very beginning of this podcast because I feel like I'm in the right, she's in the wrong. See this line right here, fellas and ladies? You see it's the middle of the thing, right? I'm all the way over here, stuck on this corner, right?
And I'm minding my business.
And
on this
she
side.
is on my side of the couch, and she's trying to say she's not.
Are you serious?
This is up for debate later. Just watch the podcast. Watch how many times her arm comes on my side of the couch. Not trying to start no trouble. I'm just trying to be real. So, Graycie, let's get right into it. Let's talk about these pictures here. This is the Jordan one you just did the other day. And guys, it's black and gray. Understand it won't be forever. She's doing one in black and gray and one in color.
Yep.
So talk to me about how your process was with those ones. Start with that one because you did that one first.
Here's my one of Johnny Depp I did. Very nice. I liked doing the black and gray. And I think, like, it was definitely refreshing for me to try because I was doing a lot of color, like, right from the jump. And that, like, it doesn't make it simpler, but, like, it's a different technique that I kind of learned. And you talked about skimming in the color pieces that I need to do with, like, blending color, make it easier so I'm not just packing color the whole time. So I think that was a good practice for me to... And I like the idea of doing one in black and white and then one in color.
Yeah.
Because then you can see, like, if the depth is the same, you know, like... And you can put, like... You can take a picture of the colored one and then put it in black and white and see if you got it kind of right. Yeah. So...
That is... I guess we're going to jump right into this because people don't know what's happening right now, which we do, and some of our friends do. So we're going to go ahead and inform you guys. So Graycie will be leaving here in August, right? She's going to be going to Tampa to go to college. She's going for business. Smart decision.
Business and marketing.
Marketing.
Business and marketing.
Oh, God. What? And she's so brilliant already. Like, you should have heard the conversations we were having about school and all this stuff. She made school sound like it was so easy, and she did like 13 other things with school and still did AP classes, but made it seem like it was just like, oh, yeah, that was easy. I just sat down, did what I had to do, and left figured it out, and went on. Like, come on, man. Not a lot of people do that, right? Because, let's be real, technology's taken that away, and so has... I was one of the kids, so I know, like, your attention span goes one way. Like, either you're going to focus in, or you're just going to just do whatever. You're going to be the get by or the go through.
Yep.
So, man, I don't know. I know you're going to do great down there, but she's also going to be focusing with art.
Yeah.
Majoring in it. So, we're going to do an apprenticeship. Let me get back to where we were.
Never been done before. You're hearing it here. You're hearing it here first.
You're hearing it here first. She said it, not me. So that means it's real.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an apprenticeship. How it started was, she's got a month or so or two. By the time you leave, you'll have about 4 months in with me. The rest we're gonna do via messaging, Facebook or FaceTime. She's gonna do time lapse videos for you guys, but they'll be regular videos for me, so I can watch the process to make sure they're done right and see where she was not doing something right. So. We will be having time lapse for you guys to watch this process with us. It won't just be, seeing it all later in life. And you're going to watch it as we do it. So we're going to do it every week so you guys can see her growth with us.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun. I'm actually, like, crazy excited about this because I've never done this before. And to be honest with you, like you said, I've never heard. You're the one that pitched it to me. I was like, shit.
It's just the idea of, like, it kind of works out perfectly. Like, even though I'm leaving and I didn't get a lot of time from the beginning, like, I'm, like, learning, like, long distance kind of, but it's, like, trusting that I can go far away.
Well, in this state and what we're going through right now, it's the smartest thing you could do because even when we get done here, like, people are going to want to do this and they're not going to be able to, but then okay, there is a way. Give me a month of your time, come with me, work with me for a while or whatever, however long it takes, and then go on. Go back home and we'll teach you from over there, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can learn the basics of what you need to know quick. It's about learning the process. It just depends on how fast you go. But I'd say at least a month. I would like longer. Like with you, I'm getting 4 months. So it's just an advanced class.
Yeah.
Like you're getting APs. You're getting all the way in. So when you leave, and we've been sitting here, guys, just so you know, I'm opening a shop in Tampa. Like I was planning on opening a shop in Tampa, following her down because I wanted to grow. I wanted her to continue to grow. I was sending one of my artists I believe could help her grow. I've been looking down there. We were talking about it before the podcast of all the tattoo shops I've looked at already down there, and the one I actually like. So like, because I wanted to continue to see her grow, if I couldn't help her grow, and then she hits me with the, well, why don't we just do it from long distance? And I swear, you know, I'll show you I can do this, blah blah blah. Like, you were 100% in, and I believe in you, and so I'm willing to give it a shot. Like, listen. This isn't for everybody, but this is for people that actually like to grow and actually can understand something. When an idea comes to you and it sounds too good to be true, sometimes it is, right? But if you got the right person around you with the right personality, mentality, and growth and everything, I'm about to show you what we're going to do. Because I know that's what you can do. I know you can do that. I'm 100% sure you can do that.
Like, once I get down there, it's also going to be, like, you know, you see the Delaware stuff here, but Tampa is like it's a whole different, like, landscape. Everything's different. You know, shops are different. People act different. Stuff like that. So
you're just excited to go.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
I want you to be excited.
And plus, like, I'm going to, you know.
You're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy your life. You're going to make some money. You're going to grow. You're going to get a career out of this with us, or with just in tattooing in general, not really with just me. You can be yourself. You go on your own. But however it goes, you're going to be in this industry and known in this industry one day by everybody. So, like, it's like a cool, and when I say everybody, what I mean by everybody is the ones that really matter.
Yeah. The cool ones.
No, not that. It's the ones that, in my head, are the ones that don't judge people, just like seeing growth in people.
Yeah.
A real artist likes to see growth in other artists. Like, if
they care about their art.
Yeah, you care about your art. And if you don't care about somebody up coming behind you, like, then you're not caring about art. Like, I want to try to better myself. And if I can look at people and say, oh, I like theirs, I'm going to study you until I can figure it out, until I figure it out myself. So, like, that's growth. And I got lost where I was going with that, but what I'm trying to say is, go ahead and explain to them.
So, hopefully we're going to go down and, like, get a feel for the place, because I've never even been to Tampa. I've been to Florida one time, went to Key West with my family, like, 3 years ago. You know, I travel sometimes, but we don't take vacations a lot, like, far away. I've been to Costa Rica, that's, like, out of the country.
Florida's my old stomping ground, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, but I've never been there. So I picked this college, like, it just had everything I wanted, kind of. Yeah. And, you know, they offered me scholarship, so took it, ran with it. I committed. I was like, yep, sounds good, paid my dues, and now I'm going to go down there and just see how things work out. And hopefully I can play, like, some sports down there, balance my time. Like, he's good at keeping me sane and not putting too much on my plate, because he's like, you need a day for yourself. You need
a beach day.
Yeah,
like, it's not
beach
like
day.
You're going somewhere you've never been.
Yeah.
Right? To do something you've never done, to grow, right? But after a while, when you get to the point where you're, like, just completely wore out, it'll happen, right? That's the day you take to yourself and you just do whatever it needs to be done for you. That means if it's just lay out at the beach and do, I don't think you're built like that, because I'm not built like that, to just be able to go all day and not do nothing business related. I just don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to stop growth. Like, I just don't. We were talking about it yesterday in a thing. That's a whole other conversation. But so if you're stuck there, you gotta figure, like, where was I? I lost it because I almost went to a whole other conversation.
Like, what I would say is, like, no one else, this has never been done before. Like, I've never heard of, like, an apprenticeship where you get minimal time with someone and then they're off, you know, performing, doing what you taught them, but, like, really far away. And, you know, it's a good and a bad thing that no one's ever done this before. It's whatever. But there's no standard. Like, there's nothing to compare it to. Like, so as far as we go is setting the limit for other people.
For you, that's why I say I like the idea. Because the pitch that you got is, like, it's never done before. I'm not looking at it like it's never done before. What I'm looking at it as is, I'm about to show you what talent and drive can get you, right? Because in anybody, any respectful business owner, any respectful business person, anybody that has grown to a platform where they feel like, I did this, I got this, I understand this in life, I can move forward here
Yeah.
and stay here for the rest of my life. That's how deep I'm going with this.
And honestly, like,
but you're past that.
yeah.
You're past that. You're where I'm at, where I'm on that level of billionaire mindset where, listen, that's the end goal. Like, I don't know, I'll get to that goal where I want to be, but it's a goal, that ultimate goal that I set in my life, that if I hit that goal, I really at this time I don't have another goal I could set, because I wouldn't even know where to go, right? But I know as I get closer to that goal, I'll figure it out. That's how I feel like you are. Like, you can't sit still. Like, we sat out there, and that should have been the podcast. When nobody was here and you and I were sitting out there for like 45 minutes, that should have been the podcast, because that conversation was so deep. It's hard because it's one of them things we're in our emotions
You just
about.
had to be there.
As an artist, because like it's hard to I don't want to reenact it. It was so pure. I feel like it'd feel fake if I try to talk about it again. But that was pure as fuck, and that was all growth. When she pitched it to me, she was like, "Listen, I'm gonna do this, that, third. We're gonna get to here," and like she gave me a whole fucking business plan for the next 5 years. Like, I don't want to give it all out because there's a lot of content that I'm going to use in a fucking book. Fuck that. People going to pay for this one. That's some good ass information you gave.
Yeah.
But what I did was, while you were giving me how to do it, I'm filling in the how to's.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, I'm going to do this, that, the third, and the whole time you're doing it, I'm like, you carried me. I was like, nah, first we're going to get you this because you got to get to this to get to that. All right, now you got to get
He
to
knows
here.
what to do.
We was puzzling that motherfucker together. This is already set in stone. It's happening. So, like, I love how you're doing it, but for why I'm doing it is because you're going to become a business of your own on a whole nother level that nobody's going to understand how it happened besides you and I off a conversation.
Yeah. You talk about, like, not wanting to sit still, and I love drawing, but once you can kind of, like this one, after I did that one, I was kind of like, I like drawing. It's not boring, but, you know, every drawing is kind of not the same, but it kind of stays like the same as you get so good, and then it's like, what next? And like for me, tattooing was the next step. You're like, all right, well, if you can do that on paper, like I want you to do that on skin. Like I remember you saying that. So now I'm doing that, but now it's all right. You're doing that on skin. You're doing realism, colored portraits, whatever. But now you're doing it down Tampa, and we're gonna keep this whole thing going. So it's cool. Like, this is honestly an opportunity that I don't know anyone else that has ever been given this.
I believe in you 100% so much. I'm opening a shop down there for you. Like,
that's crazy.
I haven't even talked to my wife about it yet.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. If you see this podcast.
I hope I tell you, babe, before this podcast airs. And if I didn't, I'm fucking sorry. I love you. Please don't leave me. I swear to God, it's worth it. The investment will be worth it. Oh, God. I gotta stop doing that. I gotta talk to her before this podcast airs.
Yeah.
She's gonna find out, because I gotta be honest with her, but like, yo, just so you know, I kind of didn't tell you before. I already planned it and already kind of had everybody scheduled to go work. But
you know, if you open a shop down in Tampa, you've got a whole different audience, whatever, a whole new income, and now you have two shops that are literally work together.
I think that's why this is where me and my wife have an issue, is because all of the businesses I go with, I like to see growth, so I just keep putting it back in. I'm just always buying forward, getting this, getting that. We're on to the next step. So however fast you move in business is how fast that business grows, to a point where I'm like, okay, it's all yours now.
Yeah.
You handle it, you take care of it, and I'm just going to, you know what I mean, collect a little off of it. Nothing much, because I don't need a lot off of it. I put my blood, sweat, and tears in it with you. So it's not like I'm taking from you. I actually built you up, and that could be yours one day. And if you don't want it, you come back up here, you work for me up here, and we figure the next step. No matter how I look at it as all positives. Because I don't think you're going to stay.
There's no wrong direction. There's no right or wrong way to take this.
Because Pete will ended up with it.
Yeah.
Like, if Pete goes down there, Pete will end up with it. If Pete don't want it, and Pete doesn't want to go because his kids don't want to go, or whatever reason, then it'll go to Cynthia. And then Cynthia can have it, as long as it stays Artistic Edition feels. She knows, everybody knows how it feels in here, and this is how I want it to feel in every shop we have. I don't want it to feel like any other way. I don't want it to feel negatives. I want it, when you walk into an Artistic Edition shops, that shit gotta feel like a house you walked into.
Yeah.
Like you walked into one of your family or friend's house. If it don't feel that way, then it can't be that way.
Yeah.
It's just how I feel. So at the end of the day, that's just the way I'm headed. So it's all growth and positive with just the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
We can literally grow together to take over an enterprise that's not taken over by anybody.
Mm-hmm. You know, you got your supply store up here. You open a shop down there, then you're selling stuff down there, and it's like you're getting the name out, whatever. Like
whatever I open up is going to be the same setup. It's going to be the shop, the store, the microblading, the eyelash extensions, and an apprenticeship running through it. Teaching people the whole time, just teaching people.
Yeah, you were talking, and that, like, before when I was, like, looking at college and stuff, I introduced the idea of doing tattoos to my art teacher, and I was like, I'm really interested in this. This could be a career. This is a great way for me to, like, continue drawing, because he knows, I procrastinate on my drawings just because, like, I know I can sit down and do it, and that's probably when I make the best drawings, when I just sit there and I crank it out, and I'm like, because then I just get in my zone, and I don't get out of it till I'm done, and I'm satisfied. But, like, I talked to him about tattooing, you know, this whole idea, and he introduced the idea of an atelier, me going to an art school.
Yeah.
And ateliers are, like, practically, they teach you drawing from the bottom up. Like, they go over everything. They go over, you know, the most basic stuff to the most complex, and it's like they can ensure that they can teach you how to draw. And that's like, that's kind of what you did with me. Like, you talk about this as like a trade, basically, you know. You didn't have to go to college for that. Like, I'm 18 years old, like, about to do tattoos, which is already nuts.
Look at it like this, right? If it's 2 years or it's a year, 6 months, whatever I feel like at the time when I let you go out to start tattooing, and I say, she's ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're ready, I know you're ready. I'm not worried about you not being ready. The next step is your drive, and I already know your drive is insane. So I already know what's going to happen. The growth is going to even get better because it's easier to tattoo on skin, regular skin, than it is fake skin.
Mm-hmm.
So already you're going to have an advance as soon as you start, and you're like, oh, this goes in way easier. Mm-hmm. Not all spots are that way. Some spots are a pain in the ass tattoo, and I'll teach you all about that.
Yeah.
I'll teach you what to stay away from. I'm going to teach you everything I can possibly teach you to be the best you can be, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing. But if I could do that for you in a year, right, where you pay X amount of dollars versus where you go online and do it only, like school you can go online and do it, right? I like that idea, but I feel like some hands-on needs to happen. And I'm all about tech schools because they're all hands-on. Like, shit, you go into welding class, you start off welding some shit. Like, you might do a couple weeks of not doing nothing, but then they like take this little thing right here and just go ahead.
Where, look at a weld. Like, you can tell how much they've practiced, like how well they can lay out.
The reason why apprenticeships don't happen that way is because people don't want to buy the needles. People don't want to buy the skins. People don't want to buy this for their apprentice. But that's why it costs to be an apprentice. Like, take the money that they give you and use that for the apprenticeship. Buy the shit that needs to be bought for the apprenticeship. If you're not doing it for the money, it'll be at a set number that you know through this, I believe this is what it's going to take for that person to get there, because I got to buy all this skin, I got to buy all these needles, I got to buy all this ink, I got to buy all this whatever. Right? An apprenticeship needs to be built right. That's the difference. There's a huge difference in how you do an apprenticeship and how you don't do an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit what nobody says. Can't nobody. I'm on there 100%. I can teach a person an apprenticeship of tattooing, and not just in art wise though, but in business. Because ain't nobody out here telling me how to run a tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Nobody gonna tell me how to run a tattoo shop, because there ain't no way you could walk in this tattoo shop this day and say it ain't the fuck what it is. There ain't no way. I bet a motherfucker anything, because it is what it is. We're just. That shit gets me so passionate. I'm sorry, I got all hype. I ain't even how to talk around her. I just got real hype over that because it's my heart. That's 100% my heart.
Yeah.
So, sorry. Let's take that out for a minute. So we're going to get back to Graycie. Why are you touching my head, man? You pick its nose and shit. Now you trying to move his head. So, guys, with that being said, that's what we're doing with the apprenticeship thing.
6 months ago. I didn't even meet you. I didn't even know what you looked like.
Yeah, you
like,
just heard
and
of me, right?
I was like, yeah, Larry, artistic additions. What? And now you're talking about opening a shop in Tampa. Like, you're probably gonna start another apprenticeship when I leave. Like, you got other stuff going on. You're expanding. You start a podcast. Like, literally the past like couple months has been like.
Well, this is what you have to understand, right? So the last 10 years of my life, I've just been hiding. I've been kind of like building this empire without really doing the social media and the advertising, because for the simple fact, that's not me, right? That wasn't me. What I was doing was building something to where when I wanted to sit back and relax or do something like this, I can. I'm
It'll
not
work
gonna.
for you.
You got to you got to know your roles, right? You got to work your lane till you get to where you can. I'm at a point now. I don't have to work, right? So I work because I like to work. I come here because I enjoy tattooing people and I love the art. I love what it does for me. Now I'm enjoying the shit out of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting up at 4 a.m. to come do this just because I love it, and then I like doing it with you because we have fun. And like I'm not going to be able to spend this kind of time with you when you get down there. So it's like we're just getting it out of the way now.
Yeah.
So, and I want you to be able to get every bit of growth you can get out of this. That's why I said today that it's just going to be 1 day a week with you doing. We're going to do that 1 day a week recording with this, right? And then I'll do mine all at 4 a.m. so that way we can spend the rest of the time 100% committed into this.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yep.
Before you leave, because I think before you leave, you'll be already where you need to be. I'll just be a brush up by then. Like we'll be at a point where you'll just be coming to me like, okay, well I did this. For some reason I couldn't get this to be right.
Yeah.
But it'll all be small because you're already there. All the stuff you have now that I see that needs to be fixed is like so minimal. And it's simple. It's so simple. You just are scared to do it. And a lot of people are, and it's put darks in.
And like, if anything, like when I've learned from, taking art class, it's nice to have like a teacher that doesn't overwhelm you with trying to fix stuff or critique stuff. Like, you're good at telling me exactly what I need to fix, you point it out, and then the next thing I do, I fix it and I focus on that. And the way you've worked the apprenticeship is like the beginning, like you didn't overwhelm me. You knew what I needed to do then and there that day, like in the present. Like it was never like this, then this, and this, and this. Like, yeah. And I think like just trusting me and like just knowing that I would be able to do stuff like that. Like I'm glad you let me.
I have to trust you because you trust yourself. If I feel like when you came to me and you said, "Yeah, I could do it," I didn't see doubt. I didn't hear doubt. I didn't feel doubt. I felt like this is what I really felt. If you want the truth, I got it. I don't think I got it all the way, but I know I got it. Mm-hmm. That's the energy I felt off your ass. Mm-hmm. I felt like you knew it, but I knew you didn't have it all the way, and I could see it when you started doing the magentas. That's why I immediately put you in the magentas because I knew that's where one of your tone palettes where you're having a hard time with. But then the browns and yellows, you went over there and smoothed the shit out like you wasn't over here fighting 10 minutes ago. So
yeah, like, there's some kinks that I've got to work out.
That's what we worked on, but then that's when I realized, okay, let me give you red. Because red's hard too, right? And then red's kind of like the magenta. Magenta's easier to break down, and I'm going to show you that on another piece of skin separately, right? And I'll do a flower. I can't do a portrait like that for you, but I'll do a flower like that to show you how I make my blend. Yeah. And then you can incorporate that into your work. So, and that's why I did red next. And you actually killed red. The only thing you're missing in the reds is you didn't use enough yellows and oranges. Like
I agree.
That's it though.
And I think like when I'm like working, I kind of forget that, those other colors look different on the skin. So then when you do put them on, they are the colors you need, but it doesn't click when you're looking at them, like away from the drawing or the
And I got that blood orange.
Skin. Yeah.
That's a perfect that's my favorite red to go from red to like the orangey kind of reddish washout, where it just smooths right out and it stays bright as shit. That's my favorite one. So it'll go from like dark, and when I want to come out of that light, that's all I use is that. Yeah. I just love that transition. It just comes out great. So, and then sometimes I'll mix the orange in it a little bit more if I want to fade it out some more, or I'll go down to like a yellow, which we'll teach all that as we go. And really, those are going to be your trials and tribulations through your time of you practicing through the skins and stuff, because you'll do some stuff and it'll eat you alive. And trust me, we've all done it. Every artist has done it. You'll get to a point where you look at it, you're like, yeah, I killed it. And you look back, and then you step back and you look at it.
I always feel like
and there's that one spot that just punches you in your face every time you stare at it.
I look back at that one and I'm the middle person.
Tupac. Oh.
Stop. I always do that.
My God. We are sorry for this inconvenience. Sorry for the interruption. I'm not even going to say anything about that. We forgive her. Go ahead, back to that.
If I'm oh God, now I don't even want to talk about it.
Tupac Shakur. Go ahead.
Anyway, Tupac in the middle, like, there's not, it kind of sucks because, like, my colored pencil, like, you can only color so hard, and when I tell you I literally, like, almost color through the paper trying to make stuff dark, they look like they're separate still, even though they're, like, layered together. It doesn't look like they were taken at the same time. and I was kind of going for that, like the lighting and stuff, but it looks like a collage, but I wish it would be more like.
But see where all that is. No, but all that is you should have taken a light source off of their shoulders, and used the background color to make that into a glow, to create a light behind them. That's all it's missing. That's why you don't do backgrounds. That's why you always do solid color backgrounds. Yeah, but the background. Think about it like this: if I'm right here behind, say they're behind me, right? And I'm looking at Tupac like this, right? And I take a flashlight like this. If I'm behind them, in front of them, you're going to see him, right? So you should have created a light source from behind them.
Like illuminated them.
But I'm going to teach you. That's down the road. We ain't got that far yet. We're not to that level. That's where I'm going to teach you. And that's simple stuff, right?
Yeah.
We're not there yet because I want you to perfect what you're doing in here. Mm-hmm. That is painting. I can tell you to do that now, and you're going to end up doing it on the next one you do. You'll find a source and use it because that's just what you do.
I'll do that one on you.
That's just what you do. You're good at that stuff. Like, you're good at taking a simple direction, and then turning it into your own thing. Because I am not telling you how to get the light source. I'm just telling you where I would get it from.
Yeah. That's funny you say that. All my sports, like, every coach I've played for, they always say I'm really coachable. Yeah. Because it's like, if someone tells you to do something, like, they know what they're talking about.
Yep.
And I feel like a lot of people, like, they don't want to listen, or I don't know why it's so hard for some people to just follow simple directions like that, because the only way to get better is just fix stuff slowly, like, you know, one step by step, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but however you do it. It's what as a teacher, what you need to figure out is, and this goes for any teacher in the world, anything you teach, if you can tell by what your student fights in, you should be able to gear the teaching that way to that person. And that's why I have an issue with schools for that reason, is because they don't have enough money, they don't have enough funding. The state, the government won't give them enough funding to give the kid, like, okay, if this kid I see fights with this part, that should be a separate, entity. But that's where people gotta work their ass off, make some money to get the teaching. Like, it go all kinds of ways if you want to look at it. I'm not taking it. Don't take that in the wrong content any way, shape, or form. It is what it is. Like,
I mean, every teacher I've had, like, depending on the class, like, who it is, like, they each teach differently, like, every single person. So I have to change how I know how to learn, like, and, like, how I take knowledge from them, like, what I listen to, like, even in school, how I take notes, like, what I pay attention to, what I write down, because, like, every single class I take has been different for, like, and that's for a good reason. Like, there's different ways to learn. And now with this, like, this is a whole different learning thing. Like, when you explain the needles, like, my first day here, I remember sitting there watching, I was like, it can't be that hard. And then I was like, he's talking about, then you're like, you need a 7 mag, a 3-round liner. I was like, what is he talking about? And then he's talking about all this stuff, and I was just like, not that I was overwhelmed, but I just was introduced to this whole new realm of
what it is we say it out loud. That way, one of us remember when we go to get it, or I write it down. It depends. That's why I always walk around with a goddamn pen and a paper. That's why I tell her, where's my pen and my paper? Because anytime I'm thinking of something, I gotta write it down so I don't forget it. So with you, what I'm doing is figuring out what needles you use the most and why you use them the most, where you're going to use them. So that way, when it comes to this tattoo, if I see 3 months from now, you used a 7 mag and a 13 mag, right? And then a 1 for your little stuff, right? But then all of a sudden, I see your work getting better, but now you're using a 7 and a 13 instead of a 3 and a 5, whatever transition you change on your needle group. I'm gonna make sure that that's how you stay.
Yeah.
Because if I can see you can use that 3 looks good right there, but it's gonna take you 6 hours when you can use a mag and do the same thing, or you can use 14 round shader, right?
Yeah.
Some of this stuff you don't even know what I'm saying to this day yet, but you will understand, and why you will understand is because we haven't even got to that part. You're so far ahead of shit you should already know, but because it all just the way it fell out, I was like, well, fuck it, 101. Yeah. We're gonna go past what I know you should know, and now what I'm gonna do is teach you the difference between a curved mag, a flat, a round, a shader, bug pen, all these things, so that way when you're doing this, you'll know what it is to do with what. Yeah. Because you can use a 3-round regular and think, oh, this is good, but why isn't it getting all the detail? I can see it in the face. Yeah. is because you used a bug pen to try to do that, and it was a little too much, or too tight. Which we'll figure out. Like all this comes into play. That's why I said before you leave, I got to get all this information in your head to the point
I'm
where
still gonna be FaceTime you. I'll be like, I did this tattoo today, or like, yo, I'm planning this tattoo, and I think I'm gonna have problems with this, that. Like, I have so many questions. Like, and even when I'm at home, like, even if I'm like not like immediately texting you, I call you. I was like, I don't know if I should do this, but it's always because, like technology's awesome.
Yes, it is.
But
if it wasn't for that, we'd be screwed right now.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be as far as you are.
But I think it's cool that, I mean, I've never tattooed before. Like, you literally took like a high school, you took a high school senior, like some girl going to Tampa, like college, and you turned me into like a tattoo artist. And I've never tattooed anything. I've literally just done faces.
Well, I feel like I connect with the teens, and I really feel like the reason why is because I saw it in you. If I can see it in you, it's not even about connecting into a teen. It's about connecting into a person. Yeah. I felt it. Like, after I talked to Kyle, and then you came in, and then you sat down with me for a minute, what I always think is, there's a few things I think. I always think the same thing. Is this cocky, or is this confidence? Or what's going on? Like, let me see, right? And as I talked to you more, because you did say a lot. You were like, oh, I can do that, still do this, right? And then I was like, there's no way. And you were like, yeah, I can. And I was like, there's just no way. Because you didn't know what all it takes here.
Yeah.
So you were thinking, okay, I'll just be here. But you didn't realize how much time and focus you had to put into something, right? So I knew like it was going to be harder than what it was going to be that you initially thought. But once you got here, you still were humping. And you still had to do some stuff. And we had some stuff come up. And COVID-19. So, like, I didn't expect COVID-19 to come out and put a damper on your growth. But you've grown faster than I anticipated. And it's because of the fact that I connected you that day when I felt you were, like, 100% pure about learning. And you were dedicated to putting your time and effort. And I said it from the very first podcast. I knew why you were going to be the best one. Like, my best one was because of the fact that you knew what it took. And it took just straight dedication, understanding, taking out some of what you taught yourself and put into something that's now taught to you. Little things, though, because the way you draw is somewhat different than tattooing. Not a lot, because you still want your muscle memory to be really easy. You want that movement to be just as smooth. So there's just a little bit of tweaks now, because now the inks are a little different than a colored pencil. You can't come back from some colors. Like, there's just a lot that's simple transitions, though, and you're learning them so fucking fast.
Talk about cocky versus confident. I never ever want to seem like I'm cocky or like I'm better than someone, but like, not that I've been through a ton of stuff, but like I've played like volleyball, and I literally could not serve over the net. Like, I'd cry. I'd be like fuck this. Like, but then it's like my senior year, I'm in the newspaper like a bunch. Like, I'm team captain. It's like, so like, I wanted to quit before and I didn't. And like, there was like a season I barely played. Like, it sucked. But it's just, some people, like, when they are faced with a challenge, like, they're gonna just not wanna. They're scared of like failing or it not looking good. Like, if I said I did a drawing and I was like scared that it was gonna, like, if I said that I did a drawing and I was like, I never thought it was gonna be
if you
bad,
doubted yourself,
then I'd be lying. Like, I was doing that one, I thought the arm on Kobe was gonna be trash, but I didn't let anyone know. I just put my head down and just tried to.
You let me know. That's because your mindset's different. You have a different mindset. So as you grow up and you get older, your mindset changes, right? It goes from like learning, processing, to trying to adapt to certain things. Then you go to that, and then you're going into relationships, then you're going into work mindsets. Now your time schedules, everything's a schedule. Payments are everything's a schedule. Your paycheck is a set day. Like, everything becomes a mindset. Where I don't think that way, right? And that's what I'm gonna teach you, and that's what you're already doing, is like, you're taking all of what you were taught and kind of making it your own lane, because you realize, like, I'm gonna retain the information I need to. I know I can play volleyball, but I couldn't fucking serve. So I probably spent hours and hours serving over that fucking net when nobody was around to get good at that part. So that way I didn't have that.
Mr. Taylor, if you're watching this, Coach Taylor, he knows how many times I stayed after practice with just him getting balls nailed at me just so I could practice stepping to dig.
That's what it takes.
You know, and it feels good too after you've put in
right.
all the work and.
Yep. When you come out and you're like, I served that shit. It's over there.
Yeah.
You ain't getting this one. Look for the weak one. Who's weak over there? I'm going to hit it.
Yeah.
I'm that way, and I can't even play volleyball. We were in Dominican Republic. Everybody loved me. Everybody wanted me. I was dedicated like hell. He was like, well, because I can hit the ball.
Larry's spiking that shit down.
No, I would never let it hit the ground. I'm telling you, I'm diving. I'm going face all in the sand, everything, right?
The best.
But the thing is, he's like, well, you just got to hit it up. I was like, bitch, you're lucky I'm hitting the ball. Like, I just am getting to it. That's it. My dedication was to get to the ball.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
I think, like, a lot of the reason I am the way I am is because there's this book I read. It's called The Secret.
Yeah.
And my mom showed me it. She swears by it. She said that when her and my dad read it, like, right after is when he started the business, like, they turned everything around, like...
The Secret?
It's called The Secret. And it basically talks about, like, I'm not a super religious person because I'm more, like, sciencey, or, like, I'm more about, like, the universe and stuff, like, karma, like, you're a good person, like, you give back, like, you're gonna receive, like, and not that, like, it's about, like, oh, I want to get this and get that, but it's more about, like, giving. And it talks about, like, the law of attraction, and, like, and literally, I think I've never talked about this with you, but every time you talk about stuff and you're like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, like, it's literally like the book, like, and you don't even know it.
I don't, because I don't know what you're talking about
The secret is basically, like, if you're a person, like, if you have to speak stuff into existence, and, like, when you're on it's like a wave, not a wave, but like
I gotta read this book.
Like a signal, like, and if you're always on a positive signal, like, positive things are gonna come to you, like the universe, like, and I don't know how
I feel like, exactly what you're saying.
Like, literally, I remember, like, if I struggle with something, like, I sit down and I talk to myself and I'm like, this is gonna happen, like, I know this is gonna come to me, like, I'm gonna, like, I did it with volleyball and it happened, and I swear by it. Like, my freshman year, I was like, I'm having the worst time serving or, like, doing this, like, I was trash at volleyball, but, then that's why I came into practice all positive and stuff. It's like, and literally it all paid off and it feels good, and that's a lesson I learned and I needed to learn. Like, I'm glad that I sat there and was upset crying in my room after practice that I was horrible serving, because it's like it paid off.
Man, you don't even understand. What you just said to me, like, touched me and resonated with me so much, because for, like, so there's these, this is how all this started. I never told this part to anybody, really. Mm-hmm. Well, I think I told a couple people. There's these brothers, they're the Fisher brothers, right? Cool brothers. Like, I love them. You wouldn't be able to tell which one's different. Even to the point where their tattoos I've done, I covered up tattoos for both of them with almost identical type of style stuff. I changed it up a lot because I was like, man, I just can't do that. It's freaky. They talk alike. They sound alike. Their personalities alike, right? So he was, and they're very well established gentlemen, right? They make good money for themselves. They got good families. They both have kids and married, blah blah, whatever, right? One's going through a divorce, but so he was like, man, you gotta read this book. You remind me of him all the time, and he keeps calling me this dude named David Goggins, right? Mind you, I don't know nobody. I don't know David Goggins from a can of paint. I don't know this Tony Robinson guy. I don't know Les Brown. I don't know nobody. This only happened like a few months ago. Like last year. So he was like, dude, you gotta read this book. He's like, from now on, your name's Larry Goggins. And I was like, all right, whatever that means, right? So now curiosity's kicking my ass. So I go get the Audible and I listen to it. And I'm like, fuck, I am kind of like this dude. Like, a lot of his story just resonated all in my head. I was like, fuck, dude. So then I was like, well, maybe I do got a story I need to tell people, because his story touched a lot of people's hearts, right? I even wrote the man quite a few times. Showed him how I live. I don't give a shit. Because I'm about growing. I'm about growing the people around me. Listen, I will put up whatever the fuck I gotta put up to get people around me to grow with me. That's just how I am. I'm built that way. My wife hates it, but she deals with it because she loves me. And I'm a teddy bear. So, where was I? So I started listening to that podcast, and then I started just like talking and just writing stuff on. I didn't have no goal. I didn't have no, let's do a podcast. Let's do all. I had no intentions of any of this stuff that's going on. I literally was just like enjoying being around people, the energy I was around, right? The more positive I started talking, the more positive people started coming around, and I had to work some issues out in my shop to get rid of a few people to make it where it needed to be. I got it there. And it was never personal, it was always business. Never personal. I never did anything in this job personal, it was always business.
Yeah.
So when I got this to where it is today, that's when I was like, it's time to grow. I started getting video people out here. I had to put everybody in a magazine. Like I just started snapping, and that's when I started doing all this. I was like, you know what? Now I'm just going to show people. Because people don't know what I got. Nobody knows what I have. And I don't care if anybody knows, because I don't even know. And sometimes I don't even know what the hell I have.
He was like, what?
You don't know. There's no way growing a business, you can keep an eye on everything.
Yeah.
There is no way. Not growing an empire. If you worry about it all, that's why you hire people. That's why you have people. That's why you make sure shit's taken care of. And that's where I'm at in life now. But now I'm having a journey in life where I'm around all you guys and all this positive energy, and I see nothing but growth. All we talk is growth. I am business. I don't talk shit, nothing but family and business.
I've literally never heard you say a bad thing about someone. Literally, I swear on everyone who has ever died, their grave, Larry has never said anything negative or bad about anyone. And even when they've said bad stuff about you or like just generally bad stuff, like.
For one, I don't have time.
Like that.
I don't have time. Like I just posted something today on Instagram, and people probably gonna take it personal. I said, listen, man, it's starting to get back to me, right? That I hear about all these people that I don't even know them really. I don't even know some of them, but they're all out tattooing, right? Listen, if you own a business, a tattoo shop, and you're out here doing it illegally, now out of the state of Delaware, who cares? Because Delaware only regulates Delaware. So like there's artists going out of other states, hey, big up, man, get your money. You got the people that want to pay and are willing to do it, knock yourself out. I don't know what the other states are saying. I don't really care. I'm worried about us. So, but in Delaware, there's a lot of artists going around tattooing, and I'm getting all these messages from people talking about, well, my friend went to what's it called, my friend went to what's it called, my friend went there, my friend went here. Well, then fucking go where your friend went, bitch. I ain't tattooing you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm not losing my license over this shit. Like, I don't need the money. It isn't about the money to this. Tattooing somebody, the one thing somebody has to understand with me is, if you ever in life come to me and think that I'm going to negotiate my price with you, that's one thing that never has happened. Two, I'm not going to tattoo you if you sit here and try to tell me that, well, my buddy can do it for cheaper. Well, then go to your buddy, because that's not me. I'm not doing it for the fucking money. I got to pay my bills. I got to pay the shop. I want this bitch to grow, so you're going to pay whatever I say my net worth is, where my pay is for that day. That's why I only do 2 pay scales. But that's where tattoo artists, man, they need to get their life together on that part. Because I got all these blasts, and I put some long posts on Instagram about it. I was like, listen, y'all need to tighten the fuck up. You're out here doing this shit, and I'm hearing about it, and I don't even know you, or I do know you, but I don't know anything about what you're doing because I don't follow you to care. I don't have time for that, right? But if you don't tighten up, you're going to lose your business. Yeah. They're going to lose their store. Yeah. That's not worth it to me. There's just not. It's not. Because I feed too many people. Yeah. Everybody in here eats because I pay these bills. I keep these doors open. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Even though they make their money and they're the reason they make their money. Yeah. I feel in my heart, if I fail them, they're not going to eat. Even though they can all go work somewhere else, I would feel bad because now they're going to go to a place that's not like this. Fuck that. It ain't worth it to me. Ain't none of that's worth it to me. So that's what they need to get. Their mindsets need to change. Like, when you get back into this, guys, get yourself a damn savings. Put some money away. Listen, everybody that loves that, oh, my wife don't have to work crap. Okay. Tell your wife that. Big up. If you got all that money in the bank account, your wife don't have to work, and you can create a salary for your wife, big ups. If you can't, she should be working to help you grow. It's hard to grow by yourself. You could grow into a whole lot of debt. That's easy. I don't have any debt. All my shit's paid for, except for some mortgages, and some of them paid me.
Yeah, I'm not in any debt right now either.
And we're gonna keep you that way. Well, college is gonna put you in debt, but we'll get that paid off quick. That'll be quick.
Also, like you're talking about, not kind of like negativity a little bit or like stuff like that. But going back to like before, the one thing in the book that it said that you also do that I don't like think you realize is like, it talks about like there's one thing to have like your ambitions, your positive thoughts, like all that. But then if at the same time you're talking about, I don't want this, like I don't want that in my life, or like I'm scared of failing, or like you're talking about I'm scared this doesn't work or that, like then that's gonna happen. Like you're literally attracting like stuff
so
like
take
that.
it away.
Yeah, so it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like it'd be one thing if you're talking about the podcast, like saying we're gonna make podcasts, like we're gonna make a name for ourselves, like. But then if at the same time you're saying it might not work, like I'm worried about this or like I'm scared of that, like you're probably not going to be as successful as you would be if you were just straight to the point, and that's what you do. Like you've started.
I was gonna say I'll do that shit. I better stop.
No, you don't. No, you don't. That's what I'm saying. You don't do it. Like
I was gonna say I don't think I do that because I don't feel that way.
Because it's like you don't doubt yourself, because even if you do fail or like something gets messed up, like it's the next thing. Like you're ready. Like
I'm at a level where I can do that. I know right now. I know what I can spend and still be okay, right? Where I'll just play with that. But what I want to do is, if realistically, if I put my money up knowing that I can get to this level, best believe if I had more of this money, that would go a lot quicker. And we would grow a lot faster. Because I know the fuck it can work. I know what I can do. I know what this industry could do. I know whatever we do, it'll work as long as I feel it. I just have to feel it and know it, and I gotta learn it and understand it. And I wrote about this. That's why I want you to read that part of the book. You'll understand.
Yeah.
I don't have it in me to not. The money situation. Like I know what I can spend without getting a divorce and losing my family. and I've well bet that. I've well bet that plenty of times. That number's been knocked over and trampled on 1,000 times. But trust me and believe me, I've went well over that number. Like last time, I damn near tripled that number and almost got a divorce over it. You know, so you gotta try. I'll try.
One thing I can say about this too, right? It's like this whole production of podcasts, all this, like for the people that set a goal and like maybe they defeat themselves before they do it, saying like, I want to do it, but I'm scared of this or that. Like nothing bad can come out of this. Like the only thing that can come out of something like this is just you telling yourself reasons why you can't do it.
Yeah, like what could go wrong?
Doubting yourself. And that's just because you're around people that doubt you.
Yep.
It's just about who you got around you, and the people that are around you control it. Why do you think I say I'll beat a motherfucker? Wish they would come in here. They better not come up in this bitch. Oh shit! If I can't beat you, I can.
Hey, what are we talking about?
Like just protect.
Wait, what's going on?
No, protecting your.
I like spaced out for 1 second. He's talking about, I'll shoot you, like.
Nah, because like protecting your family. That's protecting your family and what's here. What's here is pure. Yeah. It don't get no more pure than what's in this building right now. The people that are with me are so pure that I'd die for them. That's what I'm saying.
Additions. It's all a bunch of artists.
It's just how I feel. And like, if you're around that kind of growth and that kind of positivity and them people, your team, you're endless because none of y'all doubt each other. Y'all don't doubt me, and you know I don't doubt y'all because I know damn well I can get you there. If I got to do something extra in my life to get y'all there, it'll happen. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. I work.
The way I think about doubt is like, there's no need for it because there's so many people that literally like if there's some they do it for you. If there's some gold out there, like you'll stop yourself. Like you could be 1 or 2 steps before you just talk yourself out of it.
And you don't know how close you are, like too. Yeah, and I feel like that's like with stress too. A lot of people have a hard time dealing with stress, like, and especially like high school students. Like high school is like kind of hard. You got all your sports, like you got your social life, like drama, like please, like, and I do a pretty good job at like staying out of that and like like. Not like keeping to myself, like I'm so like super sociable, but like I keep myself out of the mix when I need to. But like stress is this idea that like if it is not like pushing you to get up out of bed and you're stressed you're gonna fail, and that's like your driving force to like get up out of bed, do your thing, and become successful. Like stress is just one of those like mind blocks. It's like an idea that it's like, I can't do this, I can't do that, and then, or I'm worried about this paper. Like, that's what I do. Like, before I play a volleyball game or lacrosse and I'm, like, stressed out or nervous, I'm like, girl, like, what are you doing to yourself right now? Like, stop. Because, you know, if you go out there and play, like, you know how to play, you're going to have a great time.
That's the difference. That's why, like, I think people say, why are you so happy all the time? Because, like, literally, I don't have stress. Financially, I don't have stress. Home life, I don't have stress. I don't worry about my wife. She's not doing nothing. I'm not doing. We cool. Like, it is what it is. Like, we're cool. So that works. Our kids are good. You know, you deal with your problems with your kids. We all have issues, right? But I'm like this. None of them are as bad as I was. None. They ain't even hitting the fucking head on the nail where I was. So I'm alright with some shit. Like, I'll deal with what I got going on in life with them. But they also know, like, there's steps. You're going up. You're not going down. I see you start going down, I'm gonna punch your ass back up.
And even
that's just like you get one swift no how.
Larry texted me, I was late, and he texted me, get your shit together, I'm gonna fire you. I was like, I'm just kidding. He didn't say all that, but you know.
No, I put you on blast.
Quick.
I said, no. I'll tell you
fry
what I
my
said.
shit in the group chat in front of everyone. And everyone's like, yeah, Graycie, get your shit together. Tell her, Mel. I'm like.
I said, hey guys, just so you know, Gracie's slacking on her job. She hasn't sent something or another, and next thing you know, she just got roasted like.
By everyone.
I went and took a shower, come out of the shower, I had like 26 messages. I was like, shit, they snapped.
Dude, get your.
That's growth right there.
I'm like,
we all work each other, and man, that growth is it's endless.
Like accountability. Yeah.
We hold each other all accountable.
Be accountable.
There's nobody in the shop is getting away with something even on a little level. Like, everybody might let you through the door. I'm not gonna let you through the door. And then only issue I have, I don't have somebody. I need one mentor in my life, and I'm fine. And trust me, it's gonna be you guys because we're gonna all work together. We're gonna get there. But like, where I need to do and change in certain things, I do for growth, right? Because I'm at a level, I'm maxed to my knowledge of stuff, and now I'm learning stuff. That's why every time I do something with Win or you, I'm retaining all kinds of information. And I literally will get off the phone with him. I'm like, hey, what do you need me to do? Blah, blah, blah. Kind of give me an example. He'll send me like 8 examples, and let me tell you how I study. I opened every one of them real quick, just looked at them like this, didn't read shit, just looked at how they laid out, and I read 2 that I liked. I saw this, I like that, and I just started writing some shit, and I sent him a whole ebook in like a half hour. I did all that in like 30 minutes. He's like, damn, that was kind of fast. I was like, yeah, but I don't even know if this is right. I'm just sending you how I feel right now, like what I felt out of what I saw without even studying. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to study it, and I'm going to figure out some things, and then I'm going to come back to it. But
you're one of those people that does like a puzzle, and they put the piece down, and you're like, I'm not going to get up till the last puzzle piece.
Because I have to figure it out. But like where I'm at is I keep sending them stuff to read, and I'm like, here, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Right? Because it's like now the ebook's catching attention. It'll catch your attention because it's real. Like what I'm telling you is basically don't do this because of this, right? And then what I do is I tell you the reason why I did it and why I know because I did it, and I give you the fucking story I did it with. Like it doesn't get any more honest. Like it's the real reason. But then what I'm going to show you next is I'm going to show you how to avoid that and what you can do instead of doing this. So like that's all I'm building. I don't even know if that's how I'm supposed to be doing it, but that's how I felt it. So I did it that way. Right? I'm doing it my own way. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be done, but that's how I've been writing it. And even on my book, you got to just remember, take what you get from somebody and use it, but don't try to force it.
Yeah.
You got to let it kind of flow. And then as you get going and navigating, people will help you get in the right direction. Like he's going to help me figure out what part of this I'm supposed to be doing and what I'm not, what to leave out.
Yeah.
Because some of it I feel like I get into very big description I don't need to get into.
You know, hopefully like other tattoo shops or even just like businesses that want to start incorporating like younger people or expanding stuff, they're going to look at you, see what you did, and then maybe do their own twist on it. They're going to start becoming more popular on social media, and they're gonna be like, oh, we need to take like Instagram more seriously, like looking at what you're doing. And I don't even think you realize, like,
I don't.
You know,
I don't realize anything yet.
Like all my friends are literally like, you're doing tattoos, like you don't even understand like how crazy that is. And I'm so young, like you're sending a girl off to
I understand that.
college,
But you're a living legend that you don't even know you are.
But you're like making a role model. Like I'm learning stuff, and the people that I'm gonna hang out with in the future, like some of you is gonna get transferred onto them, and they're not even gonna know where it's gonna come from. Like
that's awesome. That's a good feeling. I love that feeling. Thank you.
It's a warm feeling. Yeah, like
that.
My friends, like they'll see
good.
me like working at the tattoo shop, and like I know they see my work ethic, or like when I'm doing drawings. Like me and my friend Sarah, like we'll stay up all night and do art. Like if we have to get a project done or some stuff like that. But like I don't see anyone else doing that. Like staying up for literally like 12 hours just working on straight art. Like, and I was doing that during like when I was the apprenticeship. I stayed up all night doing Tupac.
Yeah.
And you told me to do it. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
We spend a lot of nights staying up.
Mhm.
I think in a growth period, like honestly, you don't have an option. I'm literally sleeping like 4 hours a night, maybe 3. Depends on the night. Sometimes
that's like
2.
my teacher. He doesn't sleep a lot.
But I don't
he says
feel tired. I just feel like after we do this podcast, I'm going to work the fuck out. You're coming. Like we're just gonna go work out. Like I still got all the energy in the world. Like I just have to. Like what I do realize is, and this is why I was telling you, you gotta find some time for yourself. I can't take a day to myself. That's not me, right? Yeah. I gotta find an hour a day. That's why I tell you I gotta be done by like 4, because I gotta be done by like 3:30, right? Because I gotta go get my 3-year-old, and when I get her, it's run. Tag, you're it. Police this. Run around the yard, jump on the bed. Like it's just like I'm 40 fucking years, and I'm 60 pounds overweight. I'm 40 years old. I'm eating like shit. Let's just keep it real. I'm out of shape.
Your daughter's on your Instagram like, it's me.
So I gotta take fucking 4. I just gotta take an hour now. Give me that hour. And eventually I won't need an hour because I need that hour. I need that hour for something. I just don't know what yet.
5%.
Oh God, growth is fun. It's fun. I love this process.
5%.
I love, and what I can explain to somebody, let me give it to you the best way I can. Get around the right people that want to see you grow, and you want to see them grow, right? And get the energy right, because what's happening is I'm enjoying my life more than I've ever enjoyed my life ever.
Me
because
too.
I'm just happy.
I literally every day I feel like I'm doing something. Like I know that my 40-year-old self is gonna look back and be like, thank you, Graycie, for being the person you were then and doing what you had to do then and not complaining and sucking it up, getting it done, because like the time is now. Like you're not gonna get another day. Like you don't get this day over. Like
you know what I know? I said this 100 times, and I need to rephrase it. I've said the only regret I've ever had in my life was not graduating high school. That's a lie. Mm-hmm. My regret was when I was younger, like your age, 16, when I lost my father, and I had nobody to turn to, and I couldn't find that father figure. I should have looked for the positive role models. I should have looked in the right direction, not look at my boy because he's sitting over there negative shit. He got a whole bunch of conspiracy theories of why the world is the way it is, right? Instead of hanging out with that motherfucker, I should have went over there and hung out with this positive person that was doing something with their life and seeing where they're going in the right direction. Like, ask questions, talk to the right people. I went the wrong way. Where you're not, I'm not going to let you go that way. That's what I regret, though, because but I live at a different standard than most people. Understand one thing. I know you're going to say, "Oh, you're just a kid." No, I'm not. I'm a grown ass man at 18 years old in my head. Yeah. My dad was like 18 years old. Get the hell out of my house. Oh, that's just how it was.
That's not what it was for me.
No, we was workers. We were going to grind. We were going to build something. We were going to be somebody. That's just how it had to be. So when you do something a certain way, I went down with my kids. My son, shit, boy, they know. Don't let me come home with some dishes up in the sink. My house don't look like nobody live in it. Don't nobody live in my house. It don't look like it.
You talk about like when you're younger, like you wish you didn't hang out. Like not that you wish you didn't hang out, but like you should have looked for something else. Like I know I just said, surround yourself with the people who you want to be, whatever. That's what my principal literally says all the time. Surround yourself. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Yep. Like you're the average. And, like, in reality, like, not every person is going to be like you. Not every friend is going to be positive all the time and all that. Like, I know all my friends, you know, they're not all positive, or they get involved in drama, or they're slacking, like, I see it. But, like, it feels like I know if I'm not going to get sucked into what they're doing. So I'll still hang out with them knowing that I'm trying to rub off on them, or, like, I'm trying to help them. Yeah. And I think, like...
Just be careful in your ways.
Yeah.
Because you can start going that way, and I've done it. And I'm telling you, I've done that for the last so many years I can't even count anymore. And it's never getting me in the right way because our hearts are different.
Yeah.
Our hearts are gold.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. Our hearts are like what people want. And I don't care what anybody says. Nobody can attest to, in the mob that is around me, family-wise, in-laws, none of them will attest to this and say that I'm not as pure as I am in person as I am on this fucking podcast. I cuss like this in real life, not around my kids, because my wife will cuss me out. She won't even cuss me out. She'll just,
she'll just
look.
punch you in the side of the house.
I just get this look. I get this babe, and then this look, and then she walks away, and that's enough for me. I don't even like it, so I just try not to cuss. So that's just at home. I try not to cuss as much. Like yesterday, Addie's in the kitchen, right, and Isaac's in the living room, and he's ignoring me, right. And I was like, "Boy, you being a DICK, babe." Fucking Audrey was in the kitchen. I didn't see Audrey. She's like, "You have another daughter that can spell." I was like, "Shit, I'm sorry. Damn it." Like, I want to cuss him out. Like, you little dickhead. Like, that's just who I am. I try not to cuss a lot, but I'm sorry when I do. That's just me. So our hearts are pure, right? So you got to be careful, because in that way, people know how to take advantage of that. There's a lot of manipulative people that will 100% try to take advantage of that.
I just finished up high school. Like, I had a lot of people, like, that I thought were good people, but, you know, it's okay, whatever. Another lesson learned, like, you gotta just take it, eat it, move on,
about
whatever,
that. Hold on. Yeah, you just went through a breakup, cheated on you, right?
I mean, it was a while. It's a long story.
We ain't gonna talk about your lucky ass podcast. We'll get back to that one. We'll get back to that one. Are y'all? Did y'all make up?
Oh no, I'm not.
Not getting back with him, right?
No.
Y'all, okay. He messed up though. He don't even realize what he let go. He let a golden child go.
I'm not even gonna say it.
You don't have to, because he let a golden child go.
I'm the golden child. Do you not hear this? Yeah. Like,
the next person is gonna get that because of you. And her expectations just went up. So understand, every time you go through something, you level it up.
Yep.
You realize what you don't want. So you're just gonna realize now.
I'm around you, and you're like, we're doing this, we're doing that, and then I'm like, my friends, I'm like, they're like, what do you want to do tonight? I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? Like, what else could we be doing? Like, literally, I'm like, Larry would tell me.
Oh, we'd be figuring some shit out. If I had some time, like if my wife, when I went home in the evening and saying, "Oh, go ahead, babe, write your book. Go ahead, babe, do this. Go ahead, babe, do that." I tried to write the book for a little bit while she was sitting in the kitchen doing something. Or no, they were asleep, and it was in the morning, and I'm writing. They come down, and I'm like in a good part of it. And you could tell I lose it a little bit because I was in my emotion. Like, when I write, I can get into that feeling. And like,
you start digging up stuff. It feels good too. Like, you start reflecting back on, like, you appreciate more what you have now. Like,
because I started talking about my Uncle Billy, man, and we have a lot of stories together. He died when I was younger from overdose, but he killed himself on purpose too. So it's just a touchy situation. So I don't want to be around my kids in it, right? So when they come down, I try to finish it off real quick and I'll get back to it. Well, I wasn't even down there for like 10 minutes, and she's like, "Are you gonna be doing that all day?" I was like, "All right, I'm getting off."
I haven't even met your wife. Girl, I want to meet you because he talks about you all the time.
She don't know that part. She'll learn. She's my rock, though. She knows it. We just we're meant to be.
Yeah.
I'm what keeps her sane, and she's what keeps me sane. Because she deals with a lot of stress every day. A lot. What she does for a living, she just deals with a lot. So we can kind of like, we work each other out. It's a great feeling, and that's where you'll get eventually. He just might he might be the one. Never know. He might change and be the person, but don't wait.
I'm not even worried about any of that right now. I'm worried about this.
Yep.
Like, because at the end of the day, I got myself, so that's fine.
High five, that's better.
Yep.
Build yourself and then worry about it, man.
And they'll come to you. It's not even like.
Oh, trust me.
Yeah. But we should probably wrap it up because it's slow.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, today you learned a lot about Larry and Graycie. You learned Larry cusses a little bit too much probably sometimes for some people's liking. For other people, they don't care. All right. So on that note, I'd like to say thank you for stopping by. Graycie, you want to say anything?
Speak your future into existence. Positive thoughts only. And it will come. It'll come. I sound like super like spiritual right now, but like I'm being.
No, you're being
honest.
serious. So that's keep it real. Love you guys. Keep a billionaire mindset up. See you on the next one.